Hey guys, what is going on? This is Pete on the beat. In this video I would like to take you through a simple arm routine, a simple arm workout I just did yesterday. And before I show the whole footage with multiple angles from the gym and that kind of stuff, I'm gonna give you a quick explications or like a quick summary of everything I did on this particular session. So without further ado, I would like to start with the fact that I really try to improve the development and of course the size of my arms and my deltoids. You probably already know this if you watch my other videos or if you're a subscriber on my YouTube channel and that kind of stuff. But the whole purpose of this routine, or the main focus of the whole routine, if I can put it like this in order to give you a better explication, is the main target, if I can put it like this, is basically the lateral head of my triceps and the peak of my biceps. And the reason for this is because of course I do believe those are the areas that I lack the most. Those are my weakest areas. In general, my arms and shoulders are my weakest areas, but I really want to improve these specific areas of my arms, the peak of my biceps, and of course the lateral head of my triceps. I really want to get this horseshoe type of effect. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with exactly what I'm talking about. I really want to get the horseshoe type of effect going, and yeah, I'm obsessed with this idea. But I'm a huge fan of the old school bodybuilding, especially Serge Nubret, Vince Gironda, all of these guys. Those are like my main inspiration, if I can put it like this. So I really want to build that type of physique, or at least I really want to get close to that type of physique, if I can put it like this. So in order to give you a better explication, most of the movements that I do for triceps are focused on the lateral head of the triceps. I switch the positioning of my body. And another detail that I would like to point out for the whole routine, something that I use as a technique and something that I definitely encourage you to use yourself. This is something that will definitely improve your form on each and every of the exercise that you do on a day-to-day basis. I try to keep my humerus bone stable. I try to avoid any types of swinging. And the other thing that I would like to point out is, for the most of the cable movements, like cable extensions for the triceps, I switch the positioning of my head, for example, on 8 to 10 reps. And the reason for this is because I really want to target everything like symmetrical. I really want to avoid any like imbalances and that kind of stuff, and I want to give like equal amounts of stimulation for both of my arms. This is the best way I can describe it. I do a lot of cable movements. Most of the cable movements, especially for triceps, are done in superset motion. What I'm talking about is basically, for example, I do a set of rope extensions and then I move to another cable and I do like straight bar extensions, and this is one superset for triceps. But the whole routine this time, you probably already know that I prefer to do everything in superset motion, but this exact routine I took a decision to perform the whole routine in alternating motion. So for those who don't know what is the alternated motion, or the alternated fashion as a lot of people prefer to call it, this is basically, I'm starting the whole routine with triceps. I do one movement for triceps, like 4 to 5 to 6 sets, like of one movement. It can be a regular movement, it can be a superset, it can be even a tricep, it really doesn't matter. And then when I'm done with the whole movement, with all of the sets and the reps, I will do another movement for biceps, and this is basically the way that I perform the whole routine. And another movement that I would like to make you pay attention to, I'm huge fan of this movement, and it happens that I prefer to use this movement more and more often nowadays. I saw this from Seth Ferosi. Is the two-hand overhead dumbbell extension standing, and typically I'm a huge fan of the Lee Haney's. If you're familiar with the Lee Haney's, basically they call Lee Haney's on the single arm tricep extension with dumbbells, standing or seated. But when I do the standing version, with one dumbbell at a time, basically with both arms. I'm able to grip the dumbbell like this. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to see this on the footage that I'll provide in the end of this video with the different types of angles and that kind of stuff. And this exercise basically fries my whole triceps. And in the end of the motion, basically at the top of the movement, if I'm able to target this lateral head, basically the horseshoe effect, I'm able to get the horseshoe effect. In the end of the video, I'll show like a little bit of posing, and basically I would like to give you, or at least try to give you, a better idea of exactly how I look eating one meal a day, using the training methods that I use, applying all of the stuff that I'm talking about in my lifestyle. If you're watching my other videos, then you probably already know the foods that I consume, the types of way that I prefer to prep my food, the types of like protein sources that I use, and of course the one meal a day plan. This is like my thing to a certain extent, especially for bodybuilding, one meal a day. And I really want to give you a better idea of exactly how I look. But here I would like to also point out that by any means this is not something like my top-notch conditioning. It's nowhere near there. This is basically how I look without any dieting. No dieting, no counting calories, no nothing. This is how I look like. I can look like this year round without any dieting and that kind of stuff. Eating one meal a day and training the way I train. So yeah, I do believe that. In the end of the day, I feel pretty happy with the progress that I make, as long as for my arm and deltoid development, but I do believe that I really need to improve my posing. My posing is total crap. If that's what you're thinking, I definitely agree with you. So here I would like to also point another detail that is extremely important, especially for all of the people out there who really want to build this old school type of physique, not necessarily a modern aesthetics type of physique, but the old school type of physique with the vacuum posing and that kind of stuff. I do believe that the best way to be able to hit vacuum poses and that kind of stuff is to eat one meal a day plan. I do believe this is true. I do believe this is extremely helpful if you really want to get this vacuum posing these tiny little ways, because throughout the whole day you are able to do vacuums without any like difficulties and that kind of stuff. And I'm saying this because back in the day, in the past, when I used to do even 2 meals a day, the linear on the steaks and eggs, and I'm giving you this detail and I really want to make you pay attention to this one. I will probably put a dedicated video for this subject because I'm huge on vacuum posing, and pretty much since my whole training like journey and since I started training and that kind of stuff, I always wanted to be able to hit the vacuum pose and those like old school signature type of poses with the vacuums. I'm pretty obsessed with the vacuums and that kind of stuff. Basically with the whole idea of the X physique, like broad shoulders, huge back, relatively huge arms, shield looking pecs, and like quadriceps that the outer sweep basically matches with the middle portion of the back when you hit like front relaxed pose, for example, in order to give you a better explication. Anyway, when I started eating one meal a day, immediately I was able to hit vacuum poses 24/7. Like, this is amazing. And believe it or not, it's not about eating smaller portions and that kind of stuff. Other people are not able to hit the vacuum poses and they eat relatively smaller portions, 6 to 8 meals a day. I used to do all of the crap with the smaller portions and that kind of stuff, and my stomach was constantly bloated. I was not able to hit vacuum pose by any means, but nowadays it's like child's play. Because in the end of the day, based on my observations, based on my personal experience, when I used to do the 8-hour eating window with Vince Gironda, I was able to do the vacuum poses and that kind of stuff, but it was pretty painful, and it was not like that dramatic vacuum pose. And right now I'm about to show you some vacuums in the end of the video. It's not the best vacuums that people can do out there. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can do a lot crazier vacuums and that kind of stuff, but I'm pretty happy with the results. And in the end of the day, there is no pain, because as you probably know, when you suck all of your organs in all your stomach, it's pretty painful. And when you have like a lot of food from the multiple meals they plan on top of everything, it's pretty messy and it's pretty painful. It really doesn't matter if you go completely ketogenic or you're eating only butter and steaks and eggs. For me, it's a lot easier. Basically, I cannot compare both of these. I'm a nocturnal eater. I eat my meal like an hour before I go to the bed, and on the next day I'm able to hit back and forth like a motherfucker. It can get easier than this. If you're really into the like Steve Reeves type of physique, or who else? Like Vince Gironda. Vince Gironda is a great example of Serge Nubret. Those guys, if you're really into that type of stuff, that type of bodybuilding, then you probably want to improve your vacuum game, so try 1 meal a day plan. So yeah guys, this is basically everything I wanted to say. I digressed massively, but I really wanted to share this with you. I definitely encourage you to pay attention to the positioning of my arms, the whole positioning of my body in general, and yeah, if you really want to bring the lateral head of your triceps, if you really want to improve the peak of your biceps, get like those gains as long as for your arms, get those guns. I definitely recommend you to try this routine. So yeah, this is basically everything I wanted to say. I hope I covered everything. I hope you like this video. I hope you find it helpful, which is a lot more important, especially for me. If so, please do not hesitate, give me some likes, click on the thumbs up button down below, maybe subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. I try to stay as consistent as I can. If I'm able, I always upload daily and that kind of stuff. And this is basically it. I'll be so happy if you give me some comments down below, especially if you're interested in vacuum pulsing, old school bodybuilding, if you really want to build that symmetrical old school type of X type of physique. I don't know why, but I prefer to call it X type of physique, because it looks like X. At least to me it looks like X, because you got the broad shoulders, the massive quads, and the tiny little butt and the tiny little waist in the middle, like tiny midsection. This is the main goal, and the 1 meal a day can allow you to achieve this so easily. This is the most essential way when you do the 1 meal a day, the most natural, if you can put it like this. So yeah guys, I'm gonna wrap it up for now. I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please stay tuned for more, and good work with keeping that waist as tiny as you can. So yeah, peace.
This is